Hi besties. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today I wanted to have a little self-reflection day and do my makeup and kind of feel good about myself. But I also wanted to do a little game. So today we're gonna play We're Not Really Strangers while I do my makeup. Just you and me, okay? Just us, just us friends. And yeah, so I guess we can get started. I don't know if anyone's ever played this game, but there's a little note that comes with it from the creator. And it says, I found there are two ways to play this game. One, play safe. Two, play to grow. And the second is how you win. We are not really strangers. So let's get started while I prime my face. Level one is perception. All right, so level one is perception. And this card says, do I seem like more of a creative or analytical type? Explain. I would definitely say I am more creative. I feel like I always kind of take a creative aspect to life and things like that and things of the sort. Um I would consider myself more of a creative person if anything than analytical. I don't really overthink too many decisions. I kind of just am what would I have more fun doing? That kind of stuff. I've always said that if you love doing something, just continue to do it and just be happy doing it. So I would say I'm definitely a creative thinker, way more than analytical. But I do respect analytical thinkers because they're the more realistic people, and I kind of just feed into my delusions. But that makes life more fun, it's for the plot. All right, next card is how many speeding tickets do you think I've gotten in my life? So I have not gotten any speeding tickets. However, I have been pulled over, I think 5 times. In those 5 times, two of them have been for speeding, and the other three have been for a headlight out or a backlight out. And another time was because I ran a red light. But in my defense, it was 3 in the morning. Nobody was out on the roads. It was in back roads. And I was coming home from a concert, tired, exhausted, done, so I was I'm trying to get home. All right, next card is what do you think I'm most likely to splurge on? I splurge on food, you guys. And that's really about probably the biggest thing I really splurge on. I don't really buy clothes as much as I used to. Um, I worked in retail, so obviously I do have a lot of clothes, but I would really only splurge whenever my discount stacked on top of other things to really get the most bang for my buck. I don't just go out and go shopping just to shop or anything. If there's no discount, I'm not buying it. Not buying it. And that's mostly because I know how retail works, and how much it actually costs to make something. So there's no way I'm gonna buy something if there's no discount on it, or if it's on the sale in the sale section. Very rarely do I buy something full price. If I buy something full price, it's because it's I know it's gonna go away soon. I know it's gonna sell out, and I know I'm not gonna find it, and or I've been looking for something like that for a while, and I'm not gonna go back to where I was to go find it. You know what I mean? So, all right. Next question is, what character would I play in a movie? Um. Okay, so. Okay, I can't lie, you guys. I feel like it'd be the main character. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even trying to pretend, you guys. I feel like, first of all, I would also love. Is it called a biopic when it's a movie about your life or something like that? I would love a movie about my life, you guys, because I feel like my life has been very interesting for the most. I feel like there's some good, there's some good character development up in there. So I feel like I'm gonna say main character. But if I wasn't the main character, I feel like I'd be the murderer. That friendly gay next door neighbor, whatever. The bestie, and then the murderer. I feel like that would be really cool. Not saying that I'm a murderer, you guys, but I'm just saying I feel like that would be a good, for a change. Because I don't really know any gay murderers. So I feel like a horror movie would be nice. You know what I mean? All right. Next question is, who do you think my celebrity crush is? My celebrity crush, you guys, I kind of have like a lot, honestly. Um, I love Harry Jowsey, you guys. Okay, I think he's so cute, so friendly, so nice. I met him, um, and he's just great. I also love an Australian accent, so that also, just kind of that's also a thing. So I guess I kind of have like a lot of celebrity crushes too because I love Matt Bomber, Matthew McConaughey. Oh my god. Um, Brad Pitt. Um, Mark Wahlberg. Should I keep going? All right. Let's go on to section level 2. So level 2 is connection, you guys. Here we go. Okay, so what is your father's name and tell me one thing about him? So my father's name is Domingo. He is my stepfather, but I consider him my real father. He's the only father I've ever really known. Um, and he's been my father since I was 7 years old. My biological dad, I actually don't know anything about him. I don't know his name, um, or anything like that. And I'm not gonna go into detail about that, because obviously I don't really know any detail about him. So I don't really think about him like ever, to be honest with you. Um, as for my dad, he's amazing. He's definitely like very hard headed and like a hard worker in the best way possible. Um, and just very like devoted to his work to, really be able to just kind of like help us out in any way that we need and that kind of stuff. Like I'm very thankful for like the house that we live in and where we live and we don't have to like worry about like food like on our plate and stuff, which I'm very grateful for and stuff too. So, um and honestly, he's been great. Honestly, he supports me in like everything that I do. We definitely had some like hard times when I was like coming out in high school and I was like doing makeup and stuff like that, but I feel like that's most parents, when it was like 2015, 2016. I mean, now like people are like coming out and they're transitioning in 8th grade, so it's completely different from how it was when I was in high school. Not that I'm like that old or anything like that, but definitely times just change very quickly throughout the years. So I mean, it was definitely like a change. But now, I mean, I show him my makeup and he's like, "Well, it looks good," or I'll show him my nails and he'll really look at the detail. Um, and just I think he's very proud of me, and I'm very proud of him and everything that he does. So we have a very good relationship. We joke around with each other. We're drinking buddies when we go out to eat with the family. So me, my dad, and I have a really good relationship. Ooh, okay. What are you more afraid of, failure or success? I'm definitely afraid of failure. I kind of feel like I have a lot of people that I really want to make proud with what I'm doing right now. Um, because there's a lot of people that have been waiting for me to do this for so long, including myself. And to fail, I feel like I think I would just honestly, quite literally break down and not really know what to do with myself. And I feel like it would be like a very hard place to get me out of, to be honest with you. Um, just because I like know how I am. So I'm definitely afraid of failure more. That being said, I don't think I'm going to fail. And I don't mean that in like a cocky way, but I just feel like if there's anything that I want to do, like I'm going to do it. Especially if I really set my mind to it, I really can do it. Um, and if I love what I do, I get good at it. So, and I do love what I do. And I do think I'm going to get good at it. I'm already getting better at it. And I can see that with everything that I have been making and doing. So I don't think I'm going to fail. That being said, I'm not afraid of success. I feel like I know what can come out of success just by seeing success around me. If that makes any sense at all. So I'm definitely more afraid of failure than success. Ooh, what has been your earliest recollection of happiness? I would probably say kind of like really young trips with my mom. When she had braids in her hair. She had like these auburn like colored braids in her hair and I loved. I think it was when we went to Disney World. It's really kind of like the earliest like that I remember. Um I don't remember much of it. I don't even know who like we stayed with or whatever, but I know I had a really good time. And looking back at pictures, like I just had the biggest smile on my face, and it was literally just like me and my mom just having like a good time too. Because before I like met my dad, it was just like me and my mom. So that would probably be the earliest um happiness that I remember. Love her. All right, this next one is what do you crave more of? Um Probably attention. I would have to say attention. I definitely crave attention a lot. Um, and I don't think it's like from anyone specifically, but I feel like sometimes I just definitely do feel like alone sometimes. And I don't know why because I do have like like a good amount of like friends around me and that care about me and stuff and would answer if I reached out and I just don't for some reason. But I'm definitely an attention whore. But then, when I get too much attention, I'm like I'm over this. So, okay. Next one is how would you describe the feeling of being in love in one word? In one word, how would I describe the feeling of being in love? Confusing. That's my one word I would say. What's been your happiest memory this past year? Last year, um, probably my birthday. I think I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and I had a really good time with my friends that came and that I went and visited. Um, and it was just like a good time. I don't know. I love traveling, so it definitely had to been like out of one of my trips, and that one was just because it was my birthday, like a really good trip, and I got to see some friends that live way too far away from me, and I wish they lived closer. So I was very very happy to see them. So yeah, that would probably be my happiest from last year. Okay. If you could have it your way, who would you be with? Where would you be? And what would you be doing? I would be with this guy. I'm not gonna say the name. And we would be in California probably. And we would be longboarding and listening to Mark Basie, eating some good old ice cream, and just having a good time being friends again. Oh, do you think the image of okay, do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? I'm going to say no. I think the image that I have in my head is a lot more sad than I think what people see. Or maybe not so much sad, but like so much in my head that people see. Just because I kind of really only put out there what I want people to see, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I know if like I ask people to like describe myself or to describe me, I feel like a lot of people would say that I'm like very confident, which I love because, you know, that's kind of what I want to give to people, if that makes any sense. Like, I want people to see me as confident because I want others to also feel confident, if that makes any sense, you know? So, no, I don't think that we see the same image. All right, what part of your life works? What part of your life hurts? The part of my life that works is part of my life that works. I guess to myself. I feel like I kind of just always like keep going, you know, type of thing. I feel like I do very well when I just kind of am busy and like doing my thing. I guess that part of my life works. The part of my life that hurts, I would say probably my friendships. Yeah, I would say the part of the life that hurts is probably my friendships. I feel like I just, you know, I'm kind of finding a lot out about my relationships with my friends. Um, Year after year. So that part of my life, I would say, hurts. All right, these are deep as fuck. All right. What is your first love's name and the reason you fell in love with him or her? My first love's name is Nick. And I fell in love with them because kind of like how I mentioned attention earlier, they just gave me that attention. Um, and they would just always, you know, text me good morning and good night, and we would talk throughout the entire day. And I just had like a really good bond with them. I mean, we would laugh like all the time and just talk day in and day out. And I just fell in love, I guess. I was young, okay? So, like I didn't really I don't know if I really knew that I was like in love back then, but like looking back, I was like definitely like in love. Um and it was good. I mean, we had a really good friendship too. So I guess the reason why I fell in love was kind of just the attention that I got from them was attention that I haven't gotten from anyone before. Mind you, this was also like I guess I'm not gonna say the age so that I don't really expose too much, but I was young. All right, when was last time you surprised yourself? With what I'm doing right now, you guys, I surprise myself a lot actually. And I hype myself up in my room, honestly, like over in that little desk, when I'm sewing, and I just get very excited when I do something new or that I'm trying to like learn, and I do it well and I execute it, and it comes out like really good. So that has been my most recent surprises for myself, and I'm like very excited. Is there a feeling you miss? Um, I miss feeling better about my body. Um, I look back at pictures when I was vegetarian, and one, I think that was my prime time, you guys. Nothing could stop me. I was just living my best life at the time, so I definitely miss that feeling the most, I would say. All right. If you could get to know someone in your life on a deeper level, who would it be and why? Okay, his name starts with a J. And I just recently met him, and I would get to know him just because he's very, like, I don't know. Some people are just so mysterious, and I feel like he's really cool, and we have like a lot in common. So I kind of just want to get to know him and kind of see why he is. I like to get to know people on a very deep level to know why they are the way that they are, so I can understand them better, if that makes sense. So that is who, and that is why. How can you become a better person? I can become a better person by, I think, maybe taking other people's feelings more into consideration, I guess, with my actions. And I have been trying a little bit better. I feel like I say this all the time, but I don't think I'm that good of a friend. Now, I don't think I'm a bad friend, in the way that some people have done me, but I don't think I'm the bestest of friends. I think I could definitely reach out more to people, but I don't know, sometimes, and I do reach out to people, when I do think of them. But yeah, I think I can just be a better person and just kind of like, I don't know, maybe a little bit more understanding and maybe a little bit more sensitive to people's feelings, I guess. Would probably be the best way I could say it. No, I don't think I'm insensitive, but I definitely could be a little bit better. Okay, have you ever told someone I love you but didn't mean it? If so, why? Yes. I think I just said it because it was lust and not love. Um, and it was very much just kind of like one of those things where we were just looking at each other, having a moment, and I just said it, and then I kissed him, and then yeah, and I do feel bad about that because I know that wasn't the right thing to do at the time. Now, mind you, he didn't say it back. And this relationship ended very quickly. Um, More because of me. I just really wasn't feeling it like how I thought I was. And so I ended it. Um, and I do feel bad about that relationship because I don't think he deserved that. All right, next question. What is the last thing you lied to your mother about? Um, she asked me if I was crying, and I said no. It was just one singular tear that dropped on my face, so and I just really didn't feel like talking about it, to be honest, but she came into my room and she looked right at me and she said, "Were you crying?" And I said no. But she just knew. She always knows. What is a dream you'd what is a dream you'd let go of? I think that some people would come back. I think that yeah, I think that would probably be something that I would let go of. You guys, I feel like I'm kind of eating this up right now. I don't you guys I know you guys can't really tell like the quality because my camera quality is shit, but I feel like I'm cooking this shit up. Are you missing anywhere right now? Do you think they are missing you? Yes and no. What's the most pain you've ever been in that wasn't physical? All right. Probably when I was at my lowest point in life. It just wasn't a good time. And that's probably the most pain ever. And it was kind of just like it was honestly just a mixture of things. Like life was just shitting on me, you know? Back to back to back. Just one thing after another, and I couldn't get my head out of water. I couldn't do it. I was having a really hard time doing it. All right, what's your mother's name and the most beautiful thing about her? My mother's name is Isabel, and the most beautiful thing about her is that she is one of the sweetest person ever, and I think that she is nice and welcoming to every single person that I've introduced her to. And that she really does care about absolutely everybody, including anybody that has ever done her wrong. And I would say that is probably one of the most beautiful things about her, that she really does just, she just does everything right, even to the wrong. All right, level 3. How does one earn your vulnerability? Have I earned it? How can I earn more? All right, how does someone earn my vulnerability? Okay, so I feel like I usually, if I ask a question, I guess, and they answer it honestly, and I can tell that they answer it honestly, I feel like I can be like vulnerable with them. You can kind of tell like a genuine person, I guess, or, like a genuine answer from someone if you ask something. So, and for the most part too, like I kind of open up to people first. Um, but yeah, I like to ask people questions too that'll like make them think or whatever. And if they kind of give me just like a half-ass answer just to answer the damn question, then I'm like, all right, they don't really give a fuck. But if I can tell that they like, oh, they actually thought about their answer, then I one respect them a lot more to and two I want to talk to them a lot more. And that is how you get to be vulnerable with people. All right, this one's a wild card, and I've been skipping all the wild cards, but this one says swap a song suggestion that you guys might enjoy is basically what it is. Your partner, you guys are my partners. So, a song suggestion that I think you guys might enjoy. I am gonna give you a song that I've been absolutely in love with lately, and it's "Bleed Out" by David. I think it's D4BD. I have been listening to that song a lot lately. I don't know if you guys would like it. I personally love it. I love it. Um, it's a banger, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If anyone listens to it and actually likes it, like let me know. But that's been a song that's been in my rotation that I do recommend to people. So, what would be the perfect gift for me? Um, so my love language, one of them is gift giving. First, it's quality time. Next, I would probably say it's gift giving. I love giving people gifts. Um, I don't really care too much about receiving gifts, but when I do receive gifts, they mean literally the absolute world to me, to be honest with you. Um, I literally keep like everyone's like birthday cards and little things like that, and just things that people have like given me. I keep it all. So the perfect gift is literally absolutely anything. Um, I really don't care what people get me when it comes to like birthday or like Christmas or anything like that. Yeah, I never really care too much. Doesn't need to have a price point. It can literally just be a hug. I love hugs. It can be flowers. I've literally almost cried when I got flowers for my first time 1 year for my birthday. My friend Jess, she got me flowers, and I literally was. I think that was what I was most excited for that day. um, and it was just really sweet and thoughtful. So, um, but yeah, I would say anything is the perfect gift. Oh, what do you think my weakness is? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, I guess, what my weakness is. It's 6 foot Australian men with mustaches. That is my weakness. What do you think I fear the most? My biggest fear is heights, you guys. My absolute biggest fear is heights. And when I went to Canada one time, you guys, I went. What's that thing where you're like in a harness? Zip lining. That's what I did. I went zip lining over the Niagara Falls, and that was one of the scariest things of my life. Um, but when I tell you guys that when I'm in really high places and I can look down, I start panicking like crazy. Whether it's silent or what, I panic. Okay, I'm a panicker. I went to the Needle in Seattle. My knees were wet. Okay. I probably had sweat stains on my knees, you guys. I literally get shaky knees. It's so scary. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people do it. I cannot do it. So yeah, heights are very scary. What do I need to hear right now? I feel like right now, you guys, I need to hear that someone's proud of me. Um, because I don't hear that a lot, even from like my family. And I know that they are, but it would definitely be nice to hear it from someone. Because I feel like I've done a lot and I feel like I've grown a lot. All right, what about me is hard for you to understand? Okay, I guess I'll just tell you guys what I think is hard for people to understand about me. I think when I get bored of people, I don't know if I really mean like actually get bored of people. I think what I mean by that is kind of like I try and have like conversations with people and like try to understand them on a deeper level, and they're just very bland. And then I feel like I can't hold a conversation with them. And I know I can hold a conversation with people. So when I start getting bored of people, it's because I can't under you're not picking at my brain the way that I'm picking at your brain. It's very like one-ended conversations, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm already bored. You're not really giving me anything that we can talk about on a deeper level. You know what I mean? Like you're not challenging my brain, or you're not like, I don't know, you're not teaching me anything new. You're not really giving me that mental stimulation that I need. And that's when I start getting bored of people. Cause I'm like, okay, well, this is done and over with. Like, I don't want to have just small conversations. Like, let's talk about, I don't know, anything. Literally just anything, I guess. And then I distance myself. Cause I'm like, all right, I'm over this. In one word, describe how you feel right now. right now, I'm at peace. Right now. What do you think my defining characteristic is? Like I mentioned earlier, I would say confidence, which I am not mad about. I would say I'm a very confident person, but I don't think I'm as confident as people think that I am. But that is something that I do want to give to people, you know. It's a little bit of my confidence so that others can feel a little bit more confident in themselves. You know what I mean? Ooh, do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I've found mine? Okay, so I do think everybody has a calling. I think mine was to impact people's lives in any way, you know. Um, Specifically, like I feel like I've taught a lot of people, um, just a little bit about just things, like just like a little bit about life, you know. Whether it's like, you know, maybe I'm the first gay person you know, um, or like just how to be confident. If I've made anybody happy in any type of way, I would like to think that is my calling. I've always thought that my calling was to, you know, bring joy and confidence to people. So I feel like I've kind of done that, um, to I think everybody that I've met. To be honest with you, um, so yeah, I think that is my calling. I do think everybody has their calling. Ooh, there's a reminder card. Reminder: be more interested in understanding others than being understood. I feel like I needed that. You know how I mentioned earlier that I was like, I feel like, you know, just people think that I'm boring because I get bored, you know. When you're asked how are you, how often do you answer truthfully? Very not often. Because I don't think people really I think when people really ask that, it's kind of more so just like a hi, you know, type of thing. It's kind of like out of courtesy. And I'm not saying that I don't think people don't care how I truly am, but I do think there's a time and place for it. I think if I'm on a one-on-one and people ask me how I'm doing, yeah, I would tell them. Or they would end up finding out eventually, you know, within conversation. And I'm not saying that I don't care when I ask people either, but same thing. I also poke around and ask questions to kind of really see how they actually truly are. You know, like, what did you do during the day? And things like that. And that's kind of how you find out how truly people are, you know, kind of what they do during the day. My eyes are tearing up. But yeah, that is that question. What question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? I question a lot about some, you know, relationships. And is it worth trying to save? I think is probably something that I'm trying to answer right now. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know um if I kind of want to try and like mend some things. And the reason why I don't know if I want to is because I don't know if I want to go through the pain if like they don't want to as well. So it's kind of like I'm trying to, oh my god, my neck. I think I just don't want to get hurt again. So I don't know if I want to keep trying to fix something if it's not gonna be fixable. You know what I mean? as much as I would want it to be. I don't know if like that's maybe the best decision, I guess. Next question. How are you really? Well, let me be completely honest with you guys, I guess. I've been very good and very bad. It really just kind of depends on the day, to be honest with you. Um, Yesterday I had a really high high. The day before that I had a really low low. And today I had an okay, but it's getting better. And I think because I'm like talking about it, I guess, or just kind of like talking, kind of like doing a little self reflection type of day thing. Um, so that, yeah, that's how I am doing. It really depends on the day. Some days I'm doing absolutely amazing and I'm loving my life and living my best life, and then some days I am just kind of really alone and I want to be alone. But I know that I once I start getting to that lonely spot is when I start pushing people away. So I try to not to be alone, you know? Because if I'm alone for too long, I get too comfortable with being alone and then I just want to be alone all the time. Almost fucked that up. So yeah, that's how I've been doing. All right, you guys, we are on my lips, and then I think we're literally done. All right, has a stranger ever changed your life? I've had a lot of encounters with strangers in good ways. I've had strangers come up to me and just give me like a little bit of a confidence boost. Um, when I kind of needed it, type of thing. So they changed my way in that sense of like that day. Yes, you did change that day. The ones I can really kind of think of off the top of my head was the year after COVID, or the year of COVID. I was helping out in another store, and I was wearing my black boots with black ripped denim shorts, distressed. And I was working, and I was leaving work, and I was walking. I had my black boots, my black denim cut off like ripped shorts, my black heel boots by the way, and a like black like boxy kind of like a washed worn type of like look to it, but it was like black like grayish like worn feel for it, and a tan trench coat like a long one. And I was just walking out of Target because that was like where the entrance was to my car, and this woman stopped me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, are you a model?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, I wish." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you look like when you need to be." And I was like, "Thank you." And I think it was the way that I was just like strutting, because I was feeling myself that day, and I was like, "Wow, she really thinks I could be a model." Because sometimes you would never think like, "Oh, I could never do that." But there's people out there that would look at you and be like, "No, you can be." So that was a good confidence boost. Another time was more recent. It was actually Christmas Eve, and I was having one of the worst days of my life. It was one of those days where I absolutely was just not having it with anything or anybody, and I just wasn't being the nicest at the register because I just couldn't believe, one, that people were really out shopping, and that I had to be at work because everybody was out shopping. So I was moody. It just wasn't really feeling the best too. I was just sad. I was crying that morning on my way to work. Um, and this customer, every customer was in a jolly good mood. And I don't know if you guys have ever been like this, but when everybody else is in a good mood and you're not, you're just kind of like fucking like fuck this shit. And this one customer was like, "Have a Merry Christmas" or whatever. And I was like, "You too" or something like that. But I just like wasn't paying mind to it. I was just kind of like, "All right, let's go." And then he was like, "Are you okay?" And instantly I was like, why? In my head, I was like, why would you ask me that? Like, you can see I'm not okay. And he was like, I hope whatever you're going through gets better. And I hope your day gets better. And I was like, I could see the look on your face. You are not okay right now. And I think that changed me because he could just see that I just wasn't doing well. And I really wasn't. I really was not doing well. And it's, I think it's kind of eye opening when you can just, when other people can see that you're not doing okay. That's as much as you're pushing yourself to be, you know? I think that's always very eye opening and very humbling. Like you're not hiding it as well as you think you are. Oh, my eyes are like really watering. Yeah, they look extra shiny just because they're watering so much. But yeah, those are probably the ones too that I've thought about that have kind of changed my life a little bit. All right, wild card. Press shuffle on your music library. Explain the first song that comes up my music library. It is Options by Doja Cat and JID. I absolutely love this song. I actually don't play this song as much as I guess I do. I don't think it's really on repeat like that. It's a really good confidence boost. It kind of just talks about like I have options and you do too, type of thing. Doja Cat always makes me feel a little bit better when I'm kind of not feeling it. Specifically, Get Into It Yup is kind of my one of my go-tos. Next card. What title would you give this chapter in your life? This chapter in my life, I would title this not to be cliche or anything, you guys, and I'm not just like a whole, but just because Renaissance just came out, but I would probably title this like Rebirth. I would say I feel like this is kind of like the start of something for me and the end of something for me. So I think I would title this one Rebirth. Okay, you guys. Well, this is the finished makeup. Anyways, I had a good time. I do feel like a weight lifted off my shoulder, to be honest with you. Um, and I needed that. So thank you all for this. If any of you answered those questions like just on your own, I hope that also made you feel a little bit better too. Um, and I hope on this Valentine's Day everybody feels a little bit more in love with themselves. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I appreciate you all for watching this YouTube video. Um, and hopefully I will post something again soon. But anyways, thank you all again. I appreciate you all so much. And goodbye, everybody.